What's going on, people? We are Tottenham TV. It's finished 4-0 to Tottenham Hotspur. That is exactly what the doctor ordered after the last couple of weeks, the last couple of games. We needed that. We needed that as a team. Frank needed that as a manager. We needed that as a fan base, man. It was a game where we just took them to the cleaners. We just absolutely took them to the cleaners. And I think 4-0 completely flattered Copenhagen, to be honest, because Moani could have got a couple. Richarlison could have got a hat-trick himself. We just created so much today, and I think we looked so much better progressing the ball through the middle. I thought particularly in the first half, Javi Simmons was creating chance after chance. I mean, those two chances that he created for Kolo Muani, how's Muani not putting at least one of those away, man? Like, seriously. But look, at the end of the day, it was an absolutely brilliant display. I thought Odebear out on that left-hand side was causing absolute carnage, particularly in the first half. And that red card, man, like, that was really harsh. The ref didn't have to change his position. He didn't have to go back to VAR and change that into a red. I thought a yellow card was probably fair enough. Look, it's kind of borderline at the end of the day, but I can see why he's given it. But I thought it was a bit harsh. But look, once that red card is given, Spurs just went into overdrive. Like, Mickey van de Ven, man, channeling his inner Son Heung-min, channeling his bloody inner Ricky Villa. Like, what was that from Mickey van de Ven? Picks it up on the edge of his own box, puts the afterburners on, and when he gets into the opposition box, he's finishing like a seasoned veteran, man. A seasoned striker veteran. Like, that was incredible. And then a few minutes later, Cuti Romero at 3-0 up is in the opposition box, grabbing an assist for João Palhinha, who gets another goal for Tottenham Hotspur. So that's Mickey van der Ven, scored 6 goals in all competitions this season. I think, what's that? João Palhinha's 3rd goal or 4th goal for Spurs this season. So these players are really, really coming up trump for Tottenham Hotspur. But look, like I said at the beginning, I thought this was much, much needed for Tottenham Hotspur. We need to kick on now. We need to show this. We need to show this kind of gameplay in the Premier League against Manchester United on the weekend. Look, I know what everyone's going to say. Yeah, it's only Copenhagen, but to win 4-0 in the Champions League is no mean feat, man. It really isn't. Like, no matter who it's against, you got to beat what's in front of you, and that's what Spurs did today. And we've played poor opposition, like your Doncasters, like your Wolves, and it hasn't looked as good as we look today. I think there was nice tactical tweaks, nice a tactical setup where Javi probably had his best. No, not probably. He most definitely had his best game in the Spurs shirt and just looked dangerous throughout. So I was very happy with Javi. Yeah, look, there was a few loose passes in there as well, but I think he was at the heart. He was the heartbeat of what we're doing, particularly in that first half. So you got to be delighted with the way Spurs played today. You really do. So we move on to Manchester United on the weekend, which is going to be a very difficult game. They're on good form. I know they drew their last game against Forest, but look, they really should have won that game, and there should be 4 wins in a row for them. But it's not, and they're coming into it on the back of a draw. We're going into it on the back of a 4-0 win in the Champions League. And look, it hasn't been good enough in the league, so it's time for Spurs to prove the doubters wrong. I think Thomas Frank answers a few critics today, but the majority of critics are not going to be answered until we show this consistently in the Premier League. So I think it's a step in the right direction for Tottenham Hotspur today. But look, at the end of the day, it is only just Copenhagen. It is a team that we should be beating and that we're massive favourites to beat. So we need to go into this game against Manchester United before the international break. Let's go into the international break with a positive feeling. But in terms of the Champions League and the outlook of the group, I think there's a whole host of games tomorrow, but I think we finished today in 6th or 7th in the group phase. I didn't see the final results for all the games, but at one point, I think about with 10 minutes to go, we were 6th or 7th. So it's looking positive, people. We go to PSG away next time out, who I think lost to 10-man Bayern Munich in today. So look, can we go to PSG and do the business? We looked very good against them early on, but I think what this result does, and it's not mainly the result but the performance, it really kind of just puts us in a better mood, man. We just needed this. Like, it's been so poor, so lackluster. We go from like 0.05 XG to, we must have created close to a 2 or over a 2. We must have been close to even a 3 XG today. So it's got to be the highest XG that we've performed under Frank so far, and long may it continue, people. I do feel for Richarlison a little bit, hitting the bar twice, obviously with the penalty as well. Like, why didn't you just give it to Dane Scarlett? Dane Scarlett did so well to win it, and I think he's the one that picked it up and wanted it, and then Richarlison kind of took it off him. So I think, yeah, look, I probably would have given it to Dane, but you can understand because Richarlison probably is the penalty taker on the pitch, and he takes it. A man low on confidence. You can see with that strike how low on confidence he is, because it just rattles across the bar, and 10 minutes before that he hit the bar as well in a chance that he really should be scoring. So yeah, I do feel a bit for Richarlison at the moment. Him and Kolo Muani missing gilt-edged chances. So you could say that the number 9 is a bit of an issue, but I liked our play off the wings. I think Brennan Johnson was lively today. Odegaard was really good today. Javi, like I mentioned, pulling the strings. Bentancur, I thought in the 6 put in a real top display. So I'm absolutely delighted with the way it went today. Onwards and upwards, people. See you against Manchester United. Like, subscribe and comment. And as always, come on you Spurs.